Hey, what's poppin', gang? We doing a new video. Okay, so today I just wanted to talk about a couple obscure horror games. Now, the first one is Boofy's Bunker. I have no idea why nobody talks about this game no more, man. It's so good. Also, I hope you guys like my mascot, Harold. He's pretty W. Don't worry, there will be better drawing of him. I'm sorry, Harold, bro. I'm sorry! Okay, so Boofy's Bunker is a game about... What do you think it's about? It's Boofy's Bunker, man. Anyway, though, you go through a bunker and you collect keys. Oh yeah, there's different game modes. Don't worry, I need to be talking about the game modes. Just wait a goddamn second. Anyway, so the first mode of the game is called Boofy's Bunker, where you go through a bunker that kind of looks like this, and you look for keys. Now, when you find a key, you gotta give the good old Boofy. Whether you don't give it to Boofy because, actually you need to avoid him because I lied to you because I'm that cool. But Boofy is this dog thing. It's like a dog plushie. I ain't really sure, but, don't worry, I'll explain the lore in a minute. Anyway, so the lore of the game is, so you play as this man named Artie, and, you used to play with this doggy toy named Boofy. Man, he kinda comes back for you. You're in this area called the Chaos Realm, and you gotta find keys to open up doors, and you open up that door, and there's another one that be behind it, and that's how you do it. That's how you play the game. Overall, pretty simple. Anyway, but when you win, you get cool trophies. Man, look how dope he is. You got a little dancing Boofy on your shelf in the little hub area. Man, that sounds amazing. Isn't that right, guys? Supreme Riz. Anyway, that's just one of many game modes. Actually, there's not that many, I lied to you. So the next mode is this, it's called Boofy's Hedge Maze, where you gotta look around the hedge maze, and you gotta find Boofy, and there's a green key on his back, and you gotta find it, and then you gotta open up this gate. And, that's how it works. But you're in the hedge maze, and there's freaking statues of the characters for some reason. But, man, they be adding clones of Boofy. Yeah, they're adding clones of Boofy in the harder versions of the game. That's wild. Why would you add clones? There's 80 billion of them. Imagine trying... Okay, so the next one is, it's called Boofy's Kitchen, my favorite one, where you gotta worry about Chef Boofy, because you're super small on a shelf in the kitchen, and every now and then Chef Boofy will appear, and you gotta be careful so Boofy ain't see you. And also, apparently Boofy can smell you. What? What the dog doing? Also, there's this hamburger man named Gamla, and he sharts out little gray versions of him called Bizrock. What? And they fart. This game is disgusting. It's disgusting. I just want to stay in the hub with my epic gamer trophies. What you do is that you go on a shelf and that you gotta open the door with all the supplies that you can find around the shelf. Then you go to the door, open it all up, and you free. Am I the only one that thinks that Chef Boofy is absolutely baller though? I mean, it's like Gordon Ramsay, but better. Okay, so now the next one is Boofy's Arcade. Now, when you do this, you gotta find these lockboxes with keys. There's more depending on the difficulty. But, man, they don't even open yet. You gotta wait for them to open at random times. And once you collect all the keys, you can open up the door and escape. So, yeah, and that's the deal. Except, there's monsters. But thankfully, no Boofy. Wait, that's not thankfully. Okay, so this guy's name is Bojan. He's like Boofy, but like that. I mean, he functions the exact same way in your spooky little arcade house. So, yeah. And then we got Tinray, who just kind of teleports on these blue platforms in the middle of rooms. And if you're in the room with him too long, you get jumped. And then we got Signa, who is a dog in a dog cage, and sometimes the cage doesn't work and it turns off. And if you do that, it's gonna escape, so you gotta fix it. In other words, that dog is not right. You are cooked if that happens, man. Anyway, you got this jerk in your way called McCoy, who blocks vents sometimes. That little jerk. You meanie head. I know, I say such bad words. Okay, so the next one is the Backrooms. This is like before the Backrooms was super popular. And now how you do it is that you gotta collect pages like Slenderman. But there's these huge piles of stop signs. What? That's wild, bro. Okay, so this guy is the kinetic image, which moves around pretty slowly, and that might seem pretty easy to avoid, but no, that thing is insane. And then you got the static image. Just don't run into it and you'll be fine. It's essentially a weird Discord mod. That's all you need to know about that. Oh yeah, there's a Christmas challenge and like a few other challenges, but I don't really care enough to talk about them. Anyway, we're moving on to the next game. Okay, so the next game is It Steals. Personally, I think It Steals is super baller, and it was made by the creator of Lethal Company. So that's W. Okay, so in the game, you collect orbs, and in different modes, you got other things you gotta do to find those orbs. And when you get all of them, you win. Now, the first one is, classic mode. You run around and you escape this monster named Legs. I'll show him up on screen. Okay, so next mode is Shutter mode, which is essentially a, well, you got a camera, and when you use the camera, it can stun Legs, except, that camera has very limited batteries, and, Legs is faster. Yeah, Legs. It's kind of dangerous right now. And hey, at least you get to see the pictures that you took of him when he kills you, or when you win. Sorry. Why am I so bad at recording? And now we got hide and seek mode, where there's this blue lump of pixels, and if you see it, you are no longer it, and the monster is it, and Legs will appear. If you escape him, though, you're good. So yay! Okay, so next up, we have Shutter mode. Now, this is kind of just where you roam around, and you got this thing on your wrist, and there's this creature that lives in the walls. And, you're kind of cooked, and you basically need to get to a safe room in time. So, yeah. But you gotta collect the orbs, too, and there's also this monster that looks like the walls, so you might be cooked there. Yeah. And that's just kind of what you need to do, but, now we got the Phantom mode, where there's an invisible monster called the Phantom, but you are also kind of invisible to it too, and you gotta hold your breath and stuff, and all that, and and then you can escape. You get your blue orbs, and yay! And that's It Steals. Yay! Okay, now the next game is Arthur's Nightmare, a horror game about Arthur, and it's pretty W. Now there's a part of the game where you play as this kid, and you hate Arthur. And you have a nightmare where you roam around the house to collect Woogles, those toys from Arthur. And it gets kind of creepy after 6 Woogles, where the lights turn red and stuff. It's kind of all there is to it. I think it's kind of cool. But on night 2, you got this purple Arthur guy roaming around. And it's kind of actually spooky. He can't go into a room with you, but you got a little tracker. And if you look around, you can see Arthur and in different rooms. But when you are in a room that he's in, you're done. You just die. So yeah. And on night 3, you're given DW. She slowly crawls out of a portal. I think it's really cool. And when she's fully out and you're in that room, you're done. And then on night 4, you gotta worry about Arthur's parents. David is just Arthur, but again. And Jane, Arthur's mom, just roams around and can actually go into rooms with you. So, yeah. Now, at the end of the game, you wake up, and you delete some files on your computer, I don't know, but yeah, it was all just a bad dream. Yay! Okay, guys, I think I'm just gonna end it off there. So, yeah. But, I really do hope you've been, enjoying this video. But check out these games. Trust me. Anyway, the upcoming video, it's gonna be great. The next one. But, yeah. But also, I recently learned that a fan that I know in real life likes the videos where I actually talk in it. So, that's you. Hello! Subscribe!